Greetings, technology enthusiasts. I am Chandrahas and I am delighted to be here with you representing CyberBrainer. Do you not believe that the technology sector is advancing at an unprecedented rate, making this an opportune moment to acquire the skills that will facilitate your progress? With CyberBrainer, we are empowering you to take control of your own future. At CyberBrainer, we do not merely impart your interests. We assert that information is power, yet it is the application of knowledge that distinguishes you. Our courses are meant to equip you with essential skills, whether you are pursuing data science, understanding artificial intelligence, or delving into cybersecurity. Let us commence the session and seize the future today. Thank you.
We started with a simple report, right? We completed all the conceptual part. We just started creating reports, right? We went through what type of different reports are there on the second day data sources and also our workplace standard reports. The data source, how to find, and business object details. We'll start with a simple report. Tell me the steps of creating report. First, name the report. And then it's the report type, which is simple, which we're doing today. If you want it temporary and only for 7 days, you tick the box. If not, you leave it blank. If you want to optimize that's index data, then you tick it. Otherwise, if you press index, you'll only get a few data sources that are relevant. Otherwise, if you do not tick it, the data source will show all the available data sources that you have access to. Now we are going with simple report. This report, whatever we'll be creating, should return only active employees. Only active employees in the organization. It should not retrieve contractors. It should not retrieve terminated. It should not retrieve people who went on leave. Should look for only active employees. There are multiple ways of doing this one. We'll be covering those all multiple ways in actually managing this kind of requirements. And when we do this, since this is a simple report, got some limitations. And the same report, when we create with advanced, what kind of other options that we have, we are going to see. All active employees. Thank you. We got into the report definition page with the source called all active employees. The source itself says that you know it only looks for active employees. Here, you just need to give the data that you wanted to have. And since you know we had that data is getting filtering at source level, your report will be getting all the internet data. But there are other cases. Let's say if we don't want to go with all active employees. Originally we'll go with all active and terminated. 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 We have only, these three options here. Terminated with the, work business object with worker as a primary business object. We have active, terminated and employees by organization. Employees in the sense who is not terminated, who is not employing, the sense who is not terminated, who went down, who's not, on leave, who is not the kind of contractor. Employees in the sense employee. Employee is nothing but. Employee is nothing but. It could be contractors and full-time. No employee will not be a contractor. If we go with worker, let's say if you take worker, might be many type of workers will be there. Worker might be. Employee is person full-time employed. Employee is full-time employee. No other thing will be coming to the picture. Employee is just an employee who is, just an active. We have chosen, all active employees. Since this is a simple report, we are not able to get multiple options at source level. It is actually looking for only three similar kind of, sources, but they also. Let's compare this with the advanced report when we go with same kind of option. Now let's filter with data. Well, let's filter with data. We'll see you soon. All right, we'll see you soon. Thank you. 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 In the secret group is script that only had one option to actually pick at source level and return the data. But let's take the same scenario applied for advanced reporting. Why we use for the way we use this checkbox. You're aware, right? In advanced report enable as a web service. This is important option which is used for integrations. Now, as I said, for advanced we have multiple options. If I'm going with all active, we can go with all active and terminated and filter at the report level, and you can go with. You can go with all workers at source level and filter with. You also have the indexed all workers source where once you get into report definition, you need to filter your report at report level. Let's say now we've chosen indexed data source called indexed all workers, the advantage of indexed source. I said right, you have an option to filter large volumes of data at source level only. Now we have one index filter. Let's see source level. You have. All this is not what we want. We wanted to have active employees. This is not working at source level. We already took indexed all workers at source level, which will be returning all the workers. Now if you wanted to filter the data, all the workers. What we want? We wanted to have only active employees rate. Active status is a Boolean value which is a true or false kind of condition. You will be having two options to or no kind of options you'll be getting. And when you see the checkbox called, when you check this checkbox, which means that you are making the condition as yes, and if you are unchecking the checkbox, you are making the conditions no. In this case, active state is equal to S, you'll be getting only active employees. When you say active status is not equal to yes, you'll be getting all the status other than active. You'll be getting terminated. You'll be getting they know contractors. You'll be getting employees who went on leave. All these three categories you'll be getting. Now, since we wanted to have only active employees, we have taken all this. This is very important for you to know. I'm going with all workers from the source, and filtering data at source report level is one thing you have to be aware. Like that, you will be having multiple kind of requirements which you can think of. Undertake the right decision to actually filter the data as how you wanted to have. And here we will also apply parenter relationship to the report by taking related business object. Now I'm going with worker as a primary business object where indexed all workers is a kind of source that we have taken. You manager. These fields are, regularly used. It should be a where manager, immediate manager, as said, right? Manager level 1 will be a kind of immediate manager, and manager level 2 will be managers, manager and cost center. You. Now let's see to have the report with the parent led relationship with the object. Now we've got all the worker related information at the same time. Since we are looking for all active employees, including their dependent, we wanted to know whether employee has any dependent. What is the relationship of the dependent and additional information of dependent. We'll be adding as a kind of related business object here, where we are combining one object to another object, grouping data into one report dependent. Here we have combined the objects as a kind of primary as well as related to one report, and we are managing all this information like that. You can add a number of related business objects that are under primary business object. You can add a number of related business objects here, not trusting. There is no restriction that you need to choose. The limited, the related business. You can add any number of related business object, but at the same time understand that you are combining objects into single report where you are maintaining a parent-child relationship between primary business object, a related business object, and you know they are related. There is a way, right? I am away from hex mode. They are. Somehow there's a way to figure out. From here somewhere you can see if you click on worker, you'll be able to see that dependence is under worker. They're related, right? They have that relationship. When you go with worker as a primary business object, you can see 99 of other business objects will be related to that. Because worker is a kind of superset of all the objects, all the sources that we have in NCM. It can link to any business object in because Workday is nothing but, which actually plays major role in enhancing height. We wanted to have the people data. We wanted to have compensation. Compensation for whom you're getting. You're getting for employee only, right? For worker only you're getting. If you wanted to get per performance reviews for an employee for whom you're getting for you everything you're getting for a worker, right? It should relate to any other data object that we have in Workday, and that's where when you create report with worker, it automatically connects to all other business object and take them as a related business object and returns the data. I suggest whenever you get any kind of requirement, the first thing that you need to choose is whether, let's say, if someone is asking you, hey, can you get me the report that actually returns all the employee ratings? Whatever manager would have given for an employee, get me that rating. If someone asks you in that way, there are multiple ways of dealing with kind of cases. You have employee review as a source. If you go with employee review as a source, you can actually get the data, and also if worker is a kind of worker only, you're actually trying to get a rating right. Let's say if a worker can actually manage this one, go with the worker data and add related business object as employee review and get that. There are multiple ways of handling this kind of requirement. I suggest you need to think of the first thing that has to come to your mind whenever any report comes, whether your worker can do that reporting or not. Because worker is a kind of flexible object which can connect to any other object that is there in the NCM world. Right? This is what you are asking. You can check actually here it related business object, where it links are links to related business object and links from related business object. But for worker, as I said, right, it will be connecting to any other business object that is there in Workday. We got dependent information, dependent relationships. Now in the same scenario, I wanted to ask a question. If I wanted to have a report that should return the data only for the employees whose dependent relationship child, whose dependent relationship is child, then only wanted to return the data with. In other cases, you don't want the data to coming into the report output. What you will do then? You filter under relationship. You need to filter and the relationship. What filter you will go? I'll use only child. What filter you will go? We'll go with the standard regular filter or any other filter. I have done one report. You can filter on the report itself there, on the way you had it there, or you can do it here. There's a filter as well, which you can put in. The thing that you need to understand here is since we wanted to filter on the data which is sitting in related business subject, not primary business. Yes, we are actually wanting the data to get filtered under prior related business object, where your filter will not work here. You need to go with your subfield whenever you have filter data squeezing requirements that you need to filter for the related business subject. Your filter will not work because will not get relationship here. I have a question like, once you've run the report, if you right click on relationship, can you filter there or you have to do it on sub-filter level. On report output, you can't because this is output, and you can filter them from the primary business subject, but dependent is a related business subject, which you will not get the filtering option here. But this is not the kind of right option to filter the data, because you ran the report and you got all the data. You'll not be asking. Your business team, run a report, go to the output and filter the data output level. This is not what you are. We actually give update to our business. They wanted to have a dynamic data. Dynamically, it has to return the data that filters for they don't employ dependence of relationship, child enough relationship, child enough dependent. You. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There is a different delivered field. I don't know why this is not coming. We are getting a field here, but we are not getting the field at filter level. Let's do another way. Oh, we have a lot of access restricted here. We don't have complete access here. Give me a minute. I think there is some security. We have a need to actually get into. I think there is a lot of security this thing here, but I will try to come out of that. We'll be marking as share with all authorized users, which was created by Steve. Now here, let's see if we have, since we have different security here. Now, I think this has some kind of issue with the security. Security is the reason we are not getting the required free share, because we can understand here. You can see here we are getting relationship as a related business object field. Here we are getting the related business object under dependent business subject, but when we are trying to filter and subfilter, it is not actually looking for that field, is behaving as if the field is not available. This should not be the case. We've gone with indexed one. That is the thing, I think, since we've gone with indexed. Yes, since that should be the reason. But let's take indexed also should work. But let's come out of indexed. Now I'm going with standard source. Let's see in the filter, top filter. Now we got the difference right. UUI. Thank you. Thank you. What we wanted to have the reports to filtered should be filtered with child, right? Now she'll return only dependent who has child. It should not return any other data. Employee dependent who has child. You can see here, we have all the child information, but we are seeing blank here. Let's see. Let's filter with blank and see why this is coming up. No, this is something tested, I believe. Let's see. This is blank, right? Our report is returning. What do we are getting? Even in a related business object, it does not have related business object to where you know. You can see there is no definite. This is something people would have created test data in Workday. I think we need to actually tweak all this data as well. We should not see any kind of blank data, but we should only see the meaningful data. You can see a lot of junk data is coming which we don't want it to have. Now let's figure out why this is actually coming as blank. I think data level. We'll be actually seeing and cleaning the data now. And then we have to go back to the link. This employee does not have dependent too much till we are getting. Let's filter out. Now we got to know how to actually filter the data at the field level when we have different kind of data. Now let's see if we can clean. I'm saying when it is not empty, when dependents rows are not empty. We need to return. These are the filtering options that you need to be aware. Now we got all the dependent rows where you are not seeing blank. Because the report has got filtered with all those, but still you are seeing some of the employees' data. That is not. I think this employee has multiple children. 3 or 4 children. That's how we know you are seeing, but data looks accurate. It is clean. When you extract this in the spreadsheet, you will not see all these blanks going. Let's say 2, 1, 0, 1 has child and one more child and make no detail Tom McNeil. But now, when you extract this in the spreadsheet, you'll get to know. You can see. With the dependent information, let's say we know you will be seeing this information. Now we have filtered with the child right. Now let's say your report has to get the data only when children's age is about 10 years. When someone asks you, can I get me the report of people who have the relationship as dependent and whose child age is greater than 10, that we can actually use that for vaccination and let them know that they're eligible for vaccination, kind of requirement, that they know such kind of requirement is there. Let's say the same report. We just need to do small tweak. We can put relationship child as child and Addy. Right? This data are equal to 10, right? We wanted to have is greater than or equal to 10. And since we are considering this as one condition, we wanted to have the dependent age independent relationship. As child and child say, it should be greater than 10, greater than or equal to 10. Since we are considering this as one condition, let's have this in a parenthesis that it can be as it can consider. Report will consider as one condition and understood like maths. To understand it more clearly, you can add age field also at related business object level. Whether we are getting greater than 10 or less than 10, it's dependent age. You'll see nothing less than 10. This is how we know will be. Actually, this is one of the unique kind of requirement you will be creating for benefits team for any kind of no business who actually go for this one. Now kind of activity for you with the same report. This report is actually now returning child information, which is greater than 10 right now. Same kind of report you can look for, we should exclude domestic partner and domestic partner shield. A kind of activity for you, you can actually report. Same report complete, but you need to play around with the filter. You actually exclude domestic partner and domestic partner child information. They should not return domestic partner and domestic partner child information. It should only return spouse and spouse shell. I'll give you a hint. Everything has to be come under filter only. Let me show how it works. No, your relationship should be spouse and spouse child. Your relationship should not be domestic partner and domestic partner. You need to go with same relationship. Instead of selecting in the selection list, you will be selecting not in the selection list, not in the selection list domestic partner and domestic partner child. Remove this one and run a report and let me know your results in our tomorrow session. Run this report, create a similar kind of report and get me the report without domestic partner and domestic partner child information. Get it and get your observations and get me the results. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.